One of the key draw elements of this movie is that realism side of things. You know, they built a car, granted a modified F2 car, reshelled to look like a Formula One car. You know, right down to the sponsorship on said car. You know, Apple have got a shit ton of money. I can't phrase it any other way. From all those other brands that are on there, like, you know, representing Expensify, Shark Ninja, EA Sports, etc., etc. You know, they've gone for realism. How well does this movie represent Formula One?
I think it does a good job in some aspects. It does a really good job in some aspects, actually. Things like the car development, they went in depth with that. They went with the meetings before the races, which some people might label as boring, but they're so crucial to how strategy works. And that's a key point, you know, Sonny Hayes with his incredible strategies that he's pulling off from the cockpit, which again, casual viewers to F1 might think, no, there's no way that someone can run a race like that from the cockpit. But the likes of Alonso, Hamilton, Verstappen do that on a regular basis. So, you know, that is definitely possible.
And Carlos Sainz was doing it with Ferrari.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah. And you know, and some people will also point to the fact that I mean, they outline it in there. It's basically taking place in the 2023 season. Sonny Hayes comes back to Formula One after 30 years away, and some people will say, "Oh, it's so unrealistic. How can like a 50-plus-year-old dude like compete in Formula One these days?" It's pushing it. It's pushing it. They don't hide from it either, which is I thought they might have tried to hide from it. Like, oh, this is Brad Pitt. He's like 35 years old. You know, try and do what a Scorsese does in some of his films and just like makes De Niro 25 and he's like really like 80 or whatever. But they didn't hide away from it. They did, you know, they did play on that a bit, which is good. And, you know, I don't think it's completely out of the realms of possibility. I mean, you had the likes of Mario Andretti racing well into his 50s, even to his 60s, he was competing in Le Mans. So it's possible. It's possible. It's pushing the boundaries of it, but it's possible. But I think it did do a good job of representing, you know, what the teams go through, all the chaos and stuff, trying to control the drivers from the pit wall and it not really working out. The feedback element as well, you know, just showing that an experienced driver knows exactly what's wrong with the car straight away. Whereas, you know, JP, his teammate, is maybe more talented, but obviously he's not got the experience to, you know, to tell the engineers exactly what he wants. And I think that's something that a lot of people may not pick up on, but fans of F1 will pick up on it. So I think they did a really good job of representing some things in Formula One for sure. And, you know, if you're wanting an action-packed, you know, I mean, it's from the same people who made Top Gun Maverick, and you can tell, you know, it's an absolute thrill ride, just like is the fighter pilots and the scenes in Top Gun Maverick is in this as well. So it really, really does do that well.
Yeah, I think as well, like aside from, you know, the fact that we're all F1 podcasters with a very high interest in Formula One, I think if aside from that, like if there was one thing pulling me towards this movie, it is that level of like realism they've gone for. You know, they've built the cars and as I say, you know, they've reinvented how to do cameras in order to put them on the car because you know, they invented, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but they came up with a way of like putting, I think, four cameras on one car with barely any difference to weight. Obviously, on top of real Formula One cars, you've got the TV pod stuff. They basically emptied that out and put in a bunch of different Apple cameras with A1 processors, I think, or something like that. I don't know computers. I barely know Macs. But yeah, so you know, lots and lots of effort went in behind the scenes in order to like give this level of production value to the movie.